Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're gonna touch base on XLR and RCA cables in 2025. What I recommend between the two cables, should you buy it or whatnot, and we're gonna make this as quick as possible. So in part one of this topic subject matter, the difference between the XLR and RCA, from what I've said, is that it is not noticeable when it comes to the sound quality and distortion noise, as long as your RCA is shielded. That still stands true, but the thing is though, and bear in mind also that your quality will be dependent on the brand. The RCA that I have in XLR, they're pretty solid. I do prefer XLR over RCA. It's not because it is rated for balance, but because the XLR does seem to have a little more dynamic clarity in sound, meaning from low to high volumes you can distinctly hear the sound slightly more clearer at the same decibels. So my recommendation is, if you have the capabilities of running XLR cables from your processor to your amp, if your amp has the XLR inputs, I would highly recommend that. Even though your RCA is solid and you're gonna get that good separation, but for whatever reason, the XLR, even though it's not noticeable, the XLR does seem to flow clearer. And one of the movies, if you really want to decipher distinctly between the sound, one of the movies I would recommend for you to test out is Spider-Man No Way Home. I believe that's what it was called, the one with the scene with Electro and Spider-Man in the forest, with the power lines being down and electricity sparkles everywhere. With the XLR cable, it a little bit more immersive, because with the sound of that scene, with everything there, especially with the sparkles, it's like you're in that scene at the actual place. With the RCA cables, yes, the separation is good and it sounds great, but I just felt a little more immersive. That's when I noticed it with XLR. Even though it's really subtle, it's not noticeable unless you're kind of like really like trying to tune your ear in for it. But nevertheless, that is one of the reasons why I do prefer XLR cables over the RCA. And of course, not everyone has the capabilities of running XLR. One of my setup is only RCA because of my amp is only RCA, and I'm completely happy with that. My other setup, fortunately, I do have the capabilities of running XLR, so I take advantage of that. And it's not that I'm saying that XLR is superior. All I'm saying is that I recommend you get the XLR cables. And if right now your system doesn't have the capabilities, don't worry, you're still solid, especially with your sound separations. But I do recommend on your next upgrade to make sure that you go ahead and get the processor or amp that has XLR pre-outs, input capabilities and whatnot. So comment below, keep it friendly, like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Dragons out.